What's up, friends? I'm Per Nilsson. If you got a minute, I'd like to talk to you about a project called ANYWHEREDOOR. ANYWHEREDOOR is the brainchild of my buddy Kris Claerhout. Kris is a booking agent and artist manager in Asia. He's working with some of the best guitar players in the world. Kris is also composing and producing music of his own for sync licensing. ANYWHEREDOOR merges these two worlds into one, as Kris has invited 10 of his favorite guitar players to each take on one of his electronic compositions. These 10 tracks were deliberately naked in nature, giving each player plenty of space to decorate, garnish, ornament and embellish to their heart's content. The resulting album, called Observables, is set for release on the 30th of June in the year of our Lord 2021. Anyway, once I had recorded my track, I did this little walkthrough video of my arrangements just to show to Kris. But he suggested I'd make it available for anyone interested in this kind of thing, so here goes. Alright, so here's the entire arrangement. This is my Cubase project. This is all of the tracks and everything I did. Up here we've got the tracks that I received from you. 2 different hi-hat tracks, a kick. And this one, kick 2, is a kick that I added. There's the snare, the bass, and the synth. As you can see, I copied some of the synth parts and added a distorted guitar amp for certain sections only. And I cut your parts up into regions that I colored, and it's for no other purpose than being a roadmap for me to figure out what's going on. And it's based on what the synth is doing. For example, this color right here means that the synth is only playing the root note. And this next color means that the flat second is added. So I take all these things into consideration when I built my parts. So what did I do? Let's start with the hi-hat. I panned the 2 tracks like 50% in different directions. I added a delay. I did the same thing with both tracks. I added just a mono delay that's doing dotted 8th notes, and it's mixed in 30%. I took away some of the highs, and then I added a limiter to just shave off some of the peaks. Together they sound like. And sometimes the hi-hats, like you can see here, they are pretty sparse, so I added that echo thing to give it some movement. Onto the kick drum that you sent me. So that's what I got from you. I blended in a kick sample. And then I ran it through a multiband limiter. And then I felt like the kick needed some more stuff going on, so I added a kick. Both kicks together. And then the snare drum. Added this thing. It's like a distortion plugin. It helps give it some nice weight. And then there's a clipping thing that is limiting it. For the bass, I use the compressors. I duck it a little bit every time the kick hits. Just to give more room for the kick. Okay, so the synth sounded a bit dull to me. So I added reverb. Then I added an auto pan that moves it a little bit in the stereo field. And I added a little bit of stereo chorus and a limiter. And then there's certain parts where I copied the synth and put it through this plugin, Metal Amp Room. And it's also got a chorus thing and an auto pan that is using a slightly different speed than the auto pan for the other synth tracks, so they are not, occupying the same place in the stereo field at once. And also I put a little delay. Then there's the lead guitar that I recorded, and then I printed the track. Here's the track after the amp sims and effects I had. And one motive why I'm printing it is that when I mix it, it's really easy. I use like clip gain to automate the volume, so I cut it up. So this first one, it was too loud, so then I can just change the volume up here, -3, and then the next part I had the same, but then I cut it up here, it's -1, and then it's -2, and there's 0 dB, -2 again. So yeah, that makes it easier for me. And it's just one track of guitar. There's some panning automation. I wanted this part to be kind of wild. At the end of the song, I do this thing. I wanted to put a delay on it, but I didn't bother setting up another aux for it, so I just copied that track and this part, and then I just shifted it manually. So I created a delay like that. Then there's the sort of swell guitar. I recorded 3 tracks of this, so I could pan 2 of them, and also I could, play different notes on different tracks, so I could make some chords that are not like really possible to play on just one track. Then there's this synth thing. I played this on my Nord stage. This is not programmed. This is just sort of improvised stuff. Vangelis is the name of the patch on the Nord stage. So that's like some Blade Runner stuff. And then there's a piano thing, LA piano, it's called something like that, on the Nord stage. So I use that to bring in some like melodies in between the guitar lines, and sometimes I'm using it to sort of emphasize some melodies. And then there's the vocals. I really like layering vocals and doing like chordal stuff. I had to use a bit of pitch correction to make this work, but still pretty cool. yeah, so I guess basically that's it. This was a lot of fun. Cheers, buddy.